Wow.
Wahil. I think we've got Wahil who's... Wahil, how you doing?
Well, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Tell us where you're calling in from.
Well, I'm calling from Germany. I'm from Syria. I'm from the Syrian Gunners, actually, but I live in Germany now.
Yeah. So you're from the Syria Arsenal group.
Exactly.
Brilliant. So tell us what's been going on down there in Syria, because obviously, you know, we were doing this appeal today, and to put some context onto it, you know, it's great to have you on. I remember that time, by the way, you sent me that flag to hold up at Wembley for Arsenal Syria.
That was great.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah. But tell us what's been going on in Syria.
I think you also the footage, I think, and the videos, as it's really, really huge, actually, what happened in Turkey and Syria, of course, not only in Syria. I just want to give you like a small background, because the area actually is really special. The area was on both sides, of course, were already vulnerable. I mean, it was already a distressed area. As you know, like there's a war in Syria since now 10 years, a bit more. And lots of people has to flee their houses, around 50% of the Syrians. So we have around 15 million refugees, half of them inside Syria, so IDPs, like inner displaced people. And most of them, they're already staying actually in this area, in the bordering area near Turkey. And that's why the area was a very, very high population density, actually. Lots of them, they were like staying in tents in the beginning, of course, and camps. After a while, some of them start to build just random villages with very basic housing. So the infrastructure, of course, was already like damaged somehow because of the war. So we talk about schools, water, electricity. It was already damaged, or a big part of it was already damaged. I was like already working in NGOs trying to build schools, for example, for the kids who live in camps there, because lots of them, they skipped school now for 5-6 years. Wow. So what I'm trying to say, even before the earthquake, the area was already very vulnerable. On the Turkish side as well, of course, because lots of the refugees who fled to Turkey stayed on the border, also in the heart actually where the earthquake hit. So there's also very high population density. Some of the cities, for example, has already like 50% of their population were already Syrian refugees in Turkey. Unfortunately, one of our family member, Syrian family member, Arsenal fan, member, died in Antakya in Turkey. He died with his family, his wife, his kids, his brothers, his parents. There were 13 people died. Jesus. And the only survivor actually is his brother, Fadi. It was really, really horrible what's going on. On the Turkish side, of course, it was also horrible. I think around, in general, 46 or 47,000 died. So now lots of them, of course, lots of others are injured in hospitals. What I'm trying to say is that, of course, the earthquake itself was very, very horrible, but because the area was already vulnerable, was already partly destroyed on the Syrian side, which this made the situation is really, really worse. And like when we talk, for example, about, the disaster didn't finish with the earthquake. Actually, it started because in Syria it's already blockaded. Like it's not easy to get aid to the area was really hit there. So I think the first truck entered after 6 days of the earthquake. People had to stay just in gardens, sleep outside, or in very basic tents. So the people who managed to build very basic houses, they had to go back to the tents actually.